Starting as a new group, we realised we hadn't got a great deal in the way of resources. We had no equipment, we had no flags, we had nothing other than the school hall that we hired. So we really had to think about how we could get together the camping equipment and the flags and all the other things that we needed. Yes, we had to make sure we had leaders in place, but we also had to make sure we had the resources to be able to run the group. The first steps we took were really around identifying where we could go to for those funds. When you go out for grant applications, very often they have eligibility criteria or criteria that you have to hit within your applications. So it's about working out when you're writing those grant applications, what exactly are the things that you have to hit. You can't just go and say, right, we want camping equipment, we want £10,000 worth to buy X, Y and Z. You have to be able to say, yes, we want this equipment, but this is what we're going to do with it, and this is the benefit it will have to the local community. The other thing was around engagement, so talking to our executive committee, talking to our chairman and our treasurer. So it was about being bold and being brave and actually getting everybody else on board with the idea or the notion that, hey, if we don't ask, we're never going to get. One of the biggest benefits for the group has been that with the funds being there, we've actually been able to focus on other areas. The leadership team has actually had a far better opportunity to run the group than it would have done had it been worrying about trying to find the money to do particular activities or particular things of an evening or on a camp. The biggest advice I think I would give was try not to underestimate how much you need or how much funding you require. I think voluntary organisations naturally always try to do things as cheaply as possible. My advice would be, well, actually, just go for it. If you want your scout group to have the best equipment and to be able to work in the best way possible, bid for what you need. Talk to local voluntary services and other organisations that have got more knowledge about where to get grants from. There's a lot of big organisations out there that give grants, but there's also a lot of smaller ones as well. Communication is always an important part of putting together any kind of project. Particularly when you're looking to buy equipment for your group, you need to be talking to the leaders and actually making sure we're buying the things that leaders actually need to run their groups. And to make it an ongoing process, it's important that my scout leaders and my club leaders can come to me and say, well, actually over the next term, over the next year, we want to do X, Y and Z. Let's go out there and see how we can fundraise for them, whether that's through grants or other fundraising activities. So it's communication both with the leaders but also with my exec in terms of them being the ones that need to be taking forward that fundraising activity for the group. Without the funds, we wouldn't have been able to run the camps that we've run, we wouldn't be able to go to the Scout Jamboree in the summer. Without the funding that we've got and that we're continuing to raise, the group can operate. We can have the best leaders in the world, but actually if they've got nothing to work with, they're really going to struggle. So no, it's had a huge impact on the group, a huge positive impact on the group.